What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in to the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. It is August 3rd, a Thursday, 2023, year of our Lord. I checked my bank account this morning, just looking for something else, and I realized that I got paid today. So it is a Thursday Eve or Friday Eve, a Thursday morning, and for some of y'all, most of y'all got paid today. So shout out to everybody that got that direct deposit today. It is going to be a phenomenal show. We have a lot of things that we need to address and go over from a community perspective. Shout out to everybody that is supporting the platform. I appreciate y'all. And I just want to salute y'all. I want to tell you that I love y'all. I think that y'all awesome. I think that you dope. Hopefully I'm adding value into your life as we navigate through this tumultuous life that we're going into. A lot of you guys were tuned into the live stream last night. We're going to go over that in a minute. But let me go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. First and foremost, let me go ahead and give a shout out to everybody that got that Tej Henley. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description as well as pinned to the chat. Well, not the Tej link is not pinned to the chat, but that is in the description. So, ladies, if you have not got your Tej Henley for your men, fellas, if you have not ordered the Tej Henley for yourself, I'm going to need you to come to the front of the congregation and let me know why. What the heck is going on in which you guys are not doing the thing that's in your own best interest in ordering your Tej pack? So that's the number one. Number two, let me also say that I adore you guys. I think that you are absolutely awesome. But I need you to make sure that you become bag chasers. Bag chasers are Patreon members. The link to the Patreon is in the description also, and it's pinned to the top of the chat if you're watching this on YouTube. I posted in the Patreon. It's funny because I just signed the deal to close on my next piece of land that I'm going to be building on. So I signed that this morning. I went and looked at it yesterday, and we came to a deal. We negotiated. We went to the bargaining table, and so we had this conversation, and we wound up closing on a deal. So in the midst of me building a rental property, right, because most of the properties that we usually rock with is just turnkey properties that's already built. But since I'm learning so much throughout the process, I went ahead and and grabbed up another piece of property, and then I got a completely different vision for it, and so I shared it with my architect today, and so we all excited, and he's gonna be continuing to make more money, and then we doing what we do. So in the midst of that, let me also say that I plan on sharing with you guys this weekend. I already put it inside of the Patreon. Make sure you respond to it so that I let you so that I know that you're coming. I'll be able to answer any questions that you guys have for me as to what it's costing me, what the difference is between building a property versus buying one turnkey, especially when it comes to the rental market, things that we had to save on, things that cost me extra money, what the time frame is for it, and all of the different questions that you guys may have for me. I'm going to bring the receipts, so you guys will be able to look through my bank accounts. You'll be able to look at exactly how much it costs. I'll show you all of the e-receipts, every single thing. You guys can go through and comb through all of my stuff in order to ensure that you're getting all of the information to be successful. All right. So if you're not a part of the Patreon, that link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And tomorrow on Friday, I'm releasing a Love Dorsey uncensored interview inside of the Patreon for you guys, and it will not be available in its entirety for any other platform except for y'all. So again, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Get your Teach Hanley. And make sure you don't fumble the bag, because a lot of y'all got y'all direct deposits, including me today. I've never spent a check since I've been at this new position, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let me salute a lot of the different people that hit me on Cash App. So Mike, that dude, I appreciate you. My dog, Gone Postal 28, hit me off with the fireball. I thank you. Dorian Hill hit me with the 10 ball, says for support. Thank you, Dorian. Jay, yesterday, popped off with the fireball. Tommy Jean Jones says, God bless you and your family, and hit me with the 15 ball. I appreciate you, Tommy Lee Jones. And again, I also want to make sure that I especially acknowledge my dog, Mike, that dude, because he said this is for the value that you always bring, and he always makes sure that he take care of me on Cash App. So thank you to everybody that take care of me and look out for me. I never ask you guys to hit the Cash App. I never ask you guys to hit Super Chats. I never ask you guys to send stars, but I do appreciate what it is that you do, and I have to acknowledge you for what it is that you're doing, right? I also want to acknowledge a couple of the Super Chats here. Shout out to Electrician 480. Says that was fire last night. A lot of y'all don't be tuning in. It's a completely different audience what we do on a Millionaire Morning Show versus what it is that we doing at night on Wednesdays and Mondays. Make sure you tune in on my other channel, the Anton Daniels channel, on Mondays and Wednesday nights, because you don't know what to expect. So thank you to my guy, Electrician 480. Also, my dog from Detroit, What the Hell, is in the building. Says, my God, you went to church last night. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you for acknowledging what it is that we do on the Millionaire Morning Show. Shen C says, emailed you a topic, big dog. Okay, I'm going to check that out. I got you, Shen C. Shout out to my dog, Cliff, that pulled up on me last night. Also says, Wagwan, bro, my $60,000 truck and $16,000 worth of tools was stolen Monday. Cops found my truck, all the tools gone, dropped $5,000 to get the stuff I need to finish the job. They can't stop me. Gotta run that check up. Life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. Absolutely. Spaces says, what color are your eyes? Brown? Oh, that's my favorite color. I see you watch that you watched that Fleece Johnson interview that's inside of the Patreon. Shout out to Spaces. Let me give a shout out also to the Objective Hustler. Says donation for your therapy after Fleece Johnson interview. Paul, if y'all have not watched the Fleece Johnson interview, it is uncensored inside of the Patreon in its entirety. That is available for you guys also. All right, y'all ready to get started with the show? Let's get started. Well, now that we got the housekeeping out of the way, I'm gonna be reading that super chat shortly, Speeds the Beast. If you didn't tune into the live stream last night, you really missed out. It is available for you to restream, so you can go over to my channel and be able to watch it. But if you didn't tune into the live stream last night, you seriously missed out. What did you miss out on, Anton, you say? What did you miss out on? Well, the first thing that you missed out on is me spazzing out, but spazzing out for good reason because I was passionate. I am passionate. I will be passionate about my people, right? And well, I could show you better than I could tell you. I could show you better than I could tell you. I don't know where the timestamps is, but I'm gonna try to skim through this thing, so that I can kind of give you an example of what it was that I was going through last night, right?
What's going on is Anton from Anton Daniels.
Find something.
And what it is that they're building as a unit, right?
Let me see if I can find it. So I go in and I'm pouring my heart out and I'm saying all of the things, that is important, and I'm giving people the game and I'm talking about certain things or whatever. And then at some point throughout the night, because I always invite people up to be able to give their opinion, I hold the guy accountable, right? So I'm going off on the guy and I said, listen, you shouldn't be doing your girl that way. You wasted her time and then you was out here fucking on other hoes. I'm not going to let you have no excuse. We holding you accountable too. So we holding the guys accountable. We going off on the people. We trying to get results. The guys respond to it. And that's the thing. Guys always respond differently than women. In most instances, men are willing to make the adjustment once they hear the right information. And so when you hold guys accountable, when I get guys on a coaching call, most of the time, they're looking for me to push them. They're looking for me to hold them accountable. They know that they haven't been doing a thing that's in their own best interest, right? And so I go into it and I deep dive into it. So I'm not going to play everything because I want to make sure that you guys, can go back and stream it because it was an interesting stream, right? But let me play this one part. So we had Freezy up, my dog, my co-host for the night, for the second half of the night. And then Vicky came up. Here we go. What's happening?
Y'all should let him go on and speak on that.
Why?
Like, let him finish saying what he was saying. Why y'all would cut him off on that?
Why you want us to let him finish saying what he was saying?
She want the tea. Vicky want the tea.
Because it was getting interesting.
What's your thoughts, Vicky? I don't want to hear what he got to say. I want to hear what you got to say.
So it's the other bra that satisfied him more than his woman.
Now, before we start deep diving into this, I had just got done holding a man accountable, and I said, listen, you can't be doing that, right? You got to be honest. And if you're going to put somebody in an exclusive relationship and you're going to put them at odds, then you're going to have to be either honest with them about what it is that y'all going into, or you can just go ahead and remain single. Why be in a relationship creating false expectations and then holding the other person accountable for what it is that you doing? That's not what we do. And he said, you know what, Anton, you're right. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do things good. And then right after we got done holding him accountable and he's like, yo, I'm rocking out with you, Vic says, listen, the other girl was the one that was satisfying him. Now, Vicky is 56 years old, y'all. Shout out to Vicky. Congratulations for coming up on the panel. I appreciate you for presenting yourself and telling your story. Vicky is 56 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Vicky, you know him? You know Jamil?
No, I don't know him.
What would you have did in that situation, Vicky?
Well, I can say this. As a woman in my own position,
what position
I got a
is
whole
that?
man. I have a whole man and a sneaky link.
I have a whole man and a sneaky link. Now, I had never heard this thing before of a sneaky link, but as I continued the conversation, I was able to use my context clues based off of what we was talking about and come to a conclusion. She said, I got a whole man at home and a sneaky link. Let me say that again. She says, I got a whole man at home and a sneaky link. Now, she's saying this on my live. Now, in my live at this particular moment, it had to be, 1,300 people watching at that particular time? It had to be 1,300 people watching at that particular time. And I'm preaching my heart out. I'm trying to get people to change, doing the right thing, holding people accountable, pushing people, and so on and so forth. She said, she volunteered the information. She said, listen, I got a whole man at home and I got a sneaky link. Now, It's 12 o'clock at night. She's outside in her car in the dark talking to me, talking about how she got a whole man in a sneaky link. Let's continue.
I guess I get more pleasure with my sneaky link, a sexual pleasure.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be a part of this community. I'm ashamed to be a part of this community. Now, I take a multi-level approach when it comes to having these conversations, right? I don't always just go right in, because if you go right in, sometimes people will shut down. And if people shut down, then you're not extracting the information that you need, or you're not really trying to understand where it is that they're coming from. So sometimes I got to let people communicate and get it out, so that I can ultimately source what it is and figure out whether or not this person is even somebody that I can have a conversation with, right? But let's continue.
Vicky.
I'm listening.
What's going on, Vic? Okay, you got a man. You got a man that you've been talking to.
A sneaky link.
No. Who? Okay, how long you been talking to the regular guy?
We've been together 18 years.
She says she been with the regular guy for 18 years, man. Now, this ain't even the guy that she was originally married to. She was married to one guy, divorced him, married another guy, had a bunch of kids with him, and then went and got into a new 18-year relationship. So this man has been holding her down for 18 years. Let me say that again. This man has been holding her down for 18 years, family.
18 years? Are y'all married? Y'all just been together?
We just been together. He's a good provider.
He's a good provider. Y'all think that I just be making this stuff up when I be holding y'all accountable and bringing y'all to the front of the congregation? Y'all don't really think that people is out here living like this. Y'all don't really think that this is our culture. Y'all don't really know where this city girl culture come from. Y'all don't really know about where the freaknik culture come from. Y'all don't really understand what the fuck is happening out here in these streets, because the people that's over here on the Millionaire Morning Show, they doing things accordingly. So then when I start to have these conversations and I'm pushing people and I'm holding them accountable, y'all sit here and y'all say, well, Anton, you hate black women. No, you hate your fucking self. I don't hate you. You hate yourself. For 56 years, you've been living like a vagabond. You've been doing the things that's been destroying our communities. You've been choosing and hopping from man to man and dick to dick and penis to penis and pussy to pussy. And you keep talking about how it is that I am the enemy when I am the one that's giving you the game on how it is that you need to be different. I don't want to hear another motherfucker that sit here and say, Anton, I can't believe that you talk to black women like that. Well, when you gonna start to say, I can't believe that black women are sitting here spreading their pussy around like,
And he don't know nothing about what you've been having all of this time. Vic,
No.
let me ask you a question.
It's never
No.
really
Hold
what
on,
you
Vic.
do.
Hold on, Vic. How honest you gonna be with me tonight?
I would be very honest. I have nothing to hide. And it's never what you do. It's always how you
Freezy, give
do
me
it.
a second. I'm gonna pull you down for 1 second, bro.
Go ahead.
let me fast forward. We don't have enough time to go through all of this, y'all. Let me fast forward really quickly towards the ending of this conversation.
Vicky.
I'm listening.
You fucked up, Vic.
No, it's all a standard.
Vic.
Now, when I know you say I fucked up. Before you say your speech, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna say
I'm not
this.
gonna say a
When I
speech.
was
I'm gonna just tell you the truth.
when I was younger, I was promiscuous. I was out here Nigga here,
You
niggas
still are.
there.
You still are.
Same way at 18 as we are at 56. Same. Listen, I know more about her life than her 18-year relationship guy that takes care of her every day knows. You guys know more about her life than the dude that's been there for 18 years taking care of her do. We all know more about her life voluntarily than everybody else. She said, when I was younger, I was promiscuous. Okay, so how is it any different than what it is that you are today at 56 years old? Daughters, more daughters, granddaughters, grandsons, grandbabies. She got all of that. All of that. I'm broken at this point. See, by this time, we've been having a conversation for a while. I'm broken at this point.
So, but the older I got, it was
More
more
the more
where,
fucked up you became.
no, the more I felt like the man only wanted the pussy.
You fucked up, Vic.
How
We
was
not
that?
because we needed you. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
You supposed to be the OG. You supposed to be give.
yeah, and I
No, no, hold
am.
on, Vic. Hold on, Vic. Where you headed right now?
I'm sitting. I'm finna at the store.
I'm finna at the stove. It's 12 o'clock at night. It's 12 o'clock at night, and you sitting there at the stove. The same conversation that I was having with y'all about the lady that was out at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night in Chicago, fucking calling her son in to blow a man away because she got into it with a dude and she never was supposed to be outside in the first place. But you talk about protection. You talk about accountability. You talk about all of these different things that we got to deal with in the community. And on a regular basis, this is the type of stuff that I see every single day.
The corner store finna go.
Where you going? Where
Just
you
dropped
coming
off
from?
my daughters.
Okay, listen. You got daughters, right?
I have
What
two. They are
what what
39 and 30.
what your daughters like?
Let me fast forward
They
a
are.
little bit.
Listen, Vic.
Mm-hmm. But she
You
was 20.
you supposed to be the OG. Like
Mm-hmm.
you supposed to be an example that our women are supposed to look to as far as how it is that they building up the community, not fucking it up.
Mm-hmm.
And your life is not a reflection of what our young women is supposed to be following. You don't give a fuck. Like only thing you care about is yourself and how your pussy feel. You're not focused on how it is that you affecting and how you supposed to influence people positively. You supposed to be our queen. You're not supposed to be fucked up like this. You're not supposed to be
No,
talking like
and I don't think that's a fucked up era.
you're not
Okay,
supposed to be
my
talking like
daughters,
this. You're not supposed to be talking. Yo, listen. It's what time is it where you at?
it is 11:20.
You supposed to be in a fucking house.
I'm right here at the.
No, 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 no. You supposed
That's
to
what I
be in
was
the
saying.
house. You're not supposed to be in no car. You ain't supposed to be in no streets. You ain't supposed to be talking about how you utilizing your pussy and all of that other type of shit. What we doing, Vic?
But let me say this. I have three granddaughters.
Damn.
My,
I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to stop it right there. And I'm going to read Super Chat shortly. But I'm going to stop it right there, okay? What am I communicating to you guys right now? Because at the end of the night, honestly, y'all don't know what I go through at night. Y'all don't know what I go through at night. And I have to pray, honestly, before I jump on these live streams in the morning or at night, I pray to God, I close my eyes, I get on my knees, and I petition God to give me what it is that I need to not only get through today, to add value into people's lives, but also what it is that I need to say and the strength in order to endure. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time. A very long time. And when I got off of the live stream last night, right? I said, listen, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing this for nothing. I feel like this is a exercise in futility. This is an exercise in fertility. And when I got off the live stream and I closed it last night, I asked God to give me a sign, give me something. Give me something that would allow for me to continue to push forward and not just look at this as an opportunity in order to promote myself and become bigger, but give me what I need to continue to do the thing that's in the best interest of the people and not just in the best interest of myself. Because why should I give a fuck? Why should I care? Why should this be meaningful to me when this is what it is that I got to compete with? Y'all having all of the kids, you fucking around, you spreading diseases, you doing the shit that's not in the best interest of the community. And so I don't believe that I can compete with that. I don't think it's enough me's. I don't think it's enough of us for us to actually make a change or a difference. And then God, honestly, this is what God told me. He said, you doing it for the one. He said, I'm going to send you a sign. This is how I know that God is real. And this is why I do it every day. I'm going to show you why God is real. I'm going to show you why I know that God is real.
Hello.
Hey, you think it's okay if I read the letter that I got last night at 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say their name. I would never say their name.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Let me tell you how I know that God is real. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I got an email last night. Honest to God, on my father's grave, I'm going to read it. I don't want to show you the email because I would never, ever disclose y'all information. But it's important that I read this to y'all because God will give you what you need to continue to endure, right? And this is what it says. I want to read it to you guys. What's up, Anton? And they say their name. I've watched you for a very long time, revisited some of your content, and I need y'all to really listen and hear this, all right? I've watched you for a very long time, revisited some of your content, even from years ago. And y'all think that I don't be reading emails, but I read everything. I may not be able to respond right away to everything, but I read everything. And I've revisited some of your content even from years ago. This is rare for me, but I'm writing you at 2:15 or 2:50 a.m. Central Time from my twin-size mattress that I have on the floor, honestly, with tears in my eyes. I would ask that you keep my information confidential, which I will. But it's your choice. I would never release your information, fam. I'm just appreciative that you even thought to write out to me in the first place. And I have some words for you, too. Because I know that I responded to the email, but I also want to say something to you directly on this live stream because I know you're watching. It's on my heart to let you know that this is your confirmation. This is your confirmation. I caught the interaction you had with Vicky in the message towards the end of the live. I was in the process of writing a goodbye letter in my notes on my iPhone. Said let me read that last sentence. I was in the process of writing a goodbye letter in my notes on my iPhone. Life has been tough. I'm broke, trying to take care of my mother who's recently disabled, and shit started to not be worth it in my head. It's rough as fuck for me. I try to put on the fake smile and be the strong one in my family, man, but God is a mysterious God. I heard your rant while typing what would be a suicide letter. I heard your rant while typing what would be a suicide letter. I appreciate your efforts and passion you have for the betterment of the people. I'll continue I'll continue to keep watching you and keep on living. You reminded me that this shit is hard for everyone. It's all relative. They say where they from. The bottom of the bottom. Very easy to lose hope and get lost in the sauce. Thanks, my man. I've never written any content creator I watch, but I appreciate you, my friend. And that's why we do this shit. That's why we do this shit. We don't do it for the 99. We don't do it for the 99. We do it for the one. And let me tell y'all something. For the person that wrote this, just understand that life get better. It's going to get better for you. I promise you. Keep living. Keep pushing. Do not sit here and in the same way that I'm giving you life is the same way that you giving me life, because it's allowing for me to continue to push forward, understanding that this is what it is that we do. You know, it's a lot of people that's going to say a lot of shit. It's a lot of people that's going to criticize you. It's a lot of people that's going to come for you. It's a lot of people that's going to discourage you. It's a lot of situations that's going to happen in your life that's going to try to dismay you or throw you off the course of what it is that you're supposed to be doing. But when you wake up in the morning and you ask God for a sign, right? Or whatever it is that you're going through, because it's a lot of people out here that's going through a lot of shit. You seen me on the live stream last night and I was broken up and I said, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that I'm doing anymore. I don't know if this is the thing that we supposed to be doing, because this is not playing out the way that I thought it was supposed to play out. And then he gonna hit you with something that helps you to understand that I don't give a fuck about what these motherfuckers are saying out here in these streets. It's a lot of people that's going to tell you that they don't believe, or God ain't real, or whatever it is. You know what? My life was hard. He said it rained on the just and the unjust, but I need you to understand that if you actually understand who God is, it's not meant for you to know. It's meant to be revealed to you. You got to keep living. You got to keep pushing. It's not always meant to be revealed to you in that particular moment. It's not always meant for you to understand at that particular time, but I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you, I'm living it in front of you. I share every single aspect of my life with you because I need you to understand that this shit is real. I'm a living example of it in real time. I don't go out and then do it and then try to get the results and then present it to you later. I'm giving it to you in real time. You see the shit that I go through. You see the people that come against me. You see the people that try to dissuade us from doing the shit that we doing. You see when they try to push us. Listen. Hear me out. Just hear me, y'all. Just for 1 second. I need you to understand this. I don't care how much the enemy try to convince you that God ain't real, that whatever it is that you doing that's good is not going to be worth it. You're going to have to give an account for every single thing that you do on this earth. Every single thing that you do on this earth. We don't do it for everybody. We do it for the little one in the corner that we didn't know was listening, and we have to be an example for them. It's not about you. Your success comes as a result of the good things that you do. And you may become rich and you may not. But all of the good things that's going to happen to you was going to happen as a result afterwards. But we going to still do the right thing regardless of whether or not it's going to cost us our life. Because what's the point of living this shit if you're not actually having a purpose behind it? What's the point of gaining the whole world and you lose your soul? Yeah, you can have the money too. Yeah, you can have the success too. Yeah, life can be blissful too. But don't forget the motherfucking reason why you here. You didn't find me by accident. We here for a reason. It's a reason why we do this every day. Yeah, we have fun. Yeah, we put the medicine in the candy. Yeah, it's entertaining. Yeah, it all comes back to the money. But ultimately, being a bag chaser is becoming the best version of yourself, understanding that everything else come with it. And we push. And we endure. Because the race is not given to the swift, it's given to he who endureth to the end. So when the whole world against you, just remember, not only do you got God with you, but you got me with you. And you got your friends with you. And you got the bag chasers with you. And you got your community with you. And we going to connect with each other. And we go from city to city. And we meet with each other. And we push each other. And anybody that ever seen me give a speech in front of the bag chasers in real life understand that I'm passionate about this shit. If you've ever seen me in real life, you know I'm standing on the bar, I'm standing on the table, and I'm talking to the whole fucking restaurant or the whole environment or the whole club that we in, and I'm taking that bitch over, and it ain't the owner, it ain't nobody that's gonna stop me or pull me down from the bar because my people is surrounding me, and they said Anton is saying this and you gotta hear it. If anybody has ever seen me stand up on the bar at any of the meetups or the Patreon meetups and start talking my shit and what happens afterwards, you know that God is real. Because it ain't got nothing to do with how awesome I am. It has everything to do with what it is that we doing and what it is that we creating. Nobody can stop our movement. We just got to keep going. It's to he who endureth to the end. So when you get discouraged or when everything goes wrong or you have these self-inflicted wounds, just remember, it's always an opportunity to be a better version of yourself tomorrow. That's all I want to tell you. That's all I want to tell you. Damn, I want to end the live stream right now, but we got to continue to cook. We got work to do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it. Let me read some of these super chats because I appreciate everybody that contributes into the platform and hold me down. Let me make sure I capture all of them because I don't want to forget anybody. I don't want to forget it. The devil is out here running rampant. Let me tell y'all that. While I'm capturing all of these people to make sure that I acknowledge everybody that contributes into the platform because I don't ask for it. But I recognize that everybody, they support what it is that we're doing, so I want to acknowledge you guys. The devil is running rampant. He's running rampage out here in these streets. Stay girded up. Stay girded up. It's going to look like it's a helpless cause, but stay girded up. It's a war out here. It's a war outside. We ready. Let me read some of these super chats and we're going to really get started with the show. Speeds the Beast says, that was impeccable. Keep up the good work, my guy. Thank you, Speeds the Beast. I appreciate you. Jeremy H is in the building, says, I can't believe the audacity of that 304 last night. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you also. Mr. BX87 says, I got the message. Thank you and blessings, my dog. And also, for the young person that wrote me that letter, that email, respond to my email. I'm going to send you a bag. And I ain't talking about no bag with merch in it. I'm going to send you some money. For the person that sent me that email, respond to the email that I just sent back to you. I got a bag for you. I got some money for you. I got some stuff for you, fam. I got you. I will never let one of the people that rock out with me, I will never let one of my little ones fall. Not if I can help it. Because what good is it for me to have it and you ain't got it and you watching me and you're not able to step outside of it? That's the reason why we doing the fund your business inside of the Patreon, where I'm going to give y'all seed money in order to make sure that y'all continue to get y'all businesses off the ground. Respond to the email and I'm going to make sure that you good. I'm going to send you a bag. I got you. You ain't got to go out here and do nothing that's unsavory. You ain't got to go out here and do nothing illegal. I got you. Send me an email. Anton got you. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. Fuck all what everybody else is talking about. I got you. Let me make sure I acknowledge all of this stuff. All right. Let me get through these super chats and then we're going to get it rocking. Jari says, almost. I gave up on these ninjas years ago. Yeah, we going to get there, though. Alvin S says, these old 304s ain't loyal. Alvin S is in the building. I appreciate you. Connie Harris, thank you, Connie, for the 2-ball. I appreciate you. King James, 93, says, syphilis outbreak in Houston, mostly affecting black women. Yep. Connie Harris is throw up the 2-ball, just testing. Listen, I appreciate you, Connie. Thank you for the 2-ball. Christian Bailey is in the building. Just came in and dropped the 20-ball off because you appreciate what it is that we doing. I appreciate you, Christian Bailey. Mr. Maximus says, walking the hoes naked in the streets might work. Post the Mogul says, you never know who you motivate. That's why we do it every day, my friend. John Doe is in the building, says, whomever sent that email, I will pray for them. I'm happy they didn't delete themselves. God is working through you, Anton. Blessings to you. No, I ain't worried about it, Fi Brown. I know what you're saying, but you got to be able to decipher between those that need and those that don't. I just give it willingly, freely, and then whatever it is that they do with it, I don't worry about it, right? So the person that sent it is the person that's going to receive it, and so I'm not going to worry about it. I know what God has got going on. Alvin S says 2 eggplants simultaneously for 5 years is not a carousel. It's a seesaw. These old hoes ain't loyal. Thank you, my friend. Lamb Sauce is in the building. Just came through and threw the 10-ball in the collection plate. I appreciate you, Lamb. A couple more super chats that I want to acknowledge really quickly. Shout out to Mary Alazo. Thank you, Mary. You always hold me down. Says, thank you for everything you do. We appreciate you. You have the heart of a pastor. You inspire us to become the best version of ourselves. We cannot skip the lessons because they help us grow. It's time to level up. Hashtag bag chasers for life. Uncle Pop, you said, let us all help the person from the email time. I'm here to serve. When they send me their information, I will share it with you guys. I'm going to try to share it with the bag chasers first, but I'm going to share it with you guys. And if anybody wants to help or contribute, I plan on sending at least a rack. So if anybody wants to contribute, I'll give that information once they respond to me. Shout out to Mary Alazo. Thank you for the 50-ball, and thank you for holding me down. TR says, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Appreciate you, big dog. Following KS. Got the ball rolling to become the best version of myself. I'm going to continue to rock out with you. Keep up the phenomenal work. Thank you, TR. Uncle Pop says, let all of us help the person from the email time. I'm here to serve. Vince Gerald says, Boyce Watkins holds an L just because Jesus Christ. Y'all are wild. Again, make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get started with the show. Again, link to the Patreon is in the description. Make sure you get your Teach Hanley, 30% off your first order plus free gift. Cam Up Podcast. Yes, I am good today. JC, I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. A Good Samaritan was deleted. And when I say Good Samaritan, let me tell you what it is that they did, all right? Make sure y'all hit that like and share this with your friends.
Yeah, this is a horribly sad story. We talked to Louis Stafford's mom, who just wants people to know what kind of person her son was, and she wants to give everybody watching a warning. A big smile, an even bigger heart.
He was so emotional. He loved cats. He was a soft-hearted guy.
Louis Stafford.
He was a good friend. I never known him to be a bad friend to anybody.
A manager at the Taco Bell on 23 Mile in Chesterfield Township. Louis' big heart apparent when he noticed one of his employees was coming into work with wet clothes. Dijon Drake admitted to being homeless, and Louis, being Louis, offered to let him stay with him at his apartment.
He's a manager at Taco Bell, working every day, taking care of his business outside of Metro Detroit, pushing, working, hustling, cleaning, trying to make sure that he about that life, right? He's seen one of his employees. Thank you, X Bionics. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. He's seen one of his employees come in with wet clothes. He's seen one of his employees, a black man, seen another black man walk in with wet clothes, and he was looking ragtag, And the black man that walked in with bad clothes said, listen, I'm homeless. I'm messed up out here. Whatever it is that happened to you, he didn't ask no questions. He didn't try to figure out why he was homeless. He said, listen, I see you working every day. You hear you coming in, you looking bad, but you showed up to work. I'm going to open up my own home for you to stay in. He said, I'm going to open up my house for you to stay in. We're not talking about somebody that just looked out for somebody. We're talking about somebody that went over and above and beyond. Ain't this what y'all said that y'all wanted? Y'all said that we had to align ourselves based off of what you look like and not align ourselves based off of character. It was all about being black. Your leaders that don't pour anything into the community but take everything out of the community said that we need to align ourselves with each other just based off of whether or not you black. Don't matter what you look like, don't matter what you've been through, don't matter if you got tattoos, if you're a killer, whatever, so on and so forth. This man was going to work every day, seen an employee that worked for him come in, messed up, said, listen, I got your back, dog. I got your back, dog. You're not going to sleep on the streets. Not tonight, not tomorrow night, not the night after. I'm going to take you in my home.
Then a mile down the road from the Taco Bell.
He had a good sense of humor. He was a big brother. He was a younger brother.
But a short time after the employee started staying with Louis, his behavior became combative towards his coworkers and towards Louis, according to Louis's mother. Louis told Dijon he could no longer stay with him at his apartment. It was Saturday, July 29th.
That's when the fight broke out. The dude didn't want to leave.
So at some point, he letting this man stay with him for free. Danny Starr said, Anton, would you do that? I have. A lot of people don't know that. I have. I've had so many young men, and they wasn't just black, white boys too. I've had so many young men come into my home, sleep on my couch. So many young men have come into my home and sleeping on my couch. I did a video years ago where I was talking about my son. And then people tried to use that video and said that I'm going to expose Anton because he got a kid out here, an illegitimate child out here that he was hiding from the world. He was doing the Drake. I wasn't hiding my world from the sun. I was hiding my son from the world. And they didn't even know that that young man was one of the young men that I mentored that was flunking out of high school, going homeless, right? Mother was for the streets, and I took him into my home, and I raised him as my own son. I raised them as my own son. When you're talking about don't be a step baby daddy, the reason why I can talk about it and the reason why I got so much opinion about it is because I've done it. I've taken in so many young men from women that then discarded and was living for the streets and wasn't taking care of their business. I've done it. And I called them my sons. And I put them through college. And I gave them jobs and positions. And they were sleeping in just as good bedrooms as my daughter. Right across the room from my daughter. And I had to stay up at night just to make sure that not only did they have the opportunity to be able to sleep well, but that I had to protect my daughter and I didn't want nothing to happen, so I would sleep light. And often at times I would never even sleep in my own bedroom while they was there because I didn't want them to know that I was doing it because they was there and I had to make sure that my family was protected, but I would sleep on the couch in between the room between them and my daughter. So I get it, and I'm not telling you that people should do it, but I'm telling you that I've done it. So many guys got put out. Grown men was thrown out on their head from their girls and said they wives and their girlfriends. You don't believe me. You know me. You don't believe it. You don't think it's a real thing.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
no names. Young man flunking out of school, mother for the streets, didn't have nowhere to go, stayed on our couch. How long did he live with us?
Like, was it 2 years maybe?
He lived with us for 2 years, right?
Maybe a little less. I don't remember exactly.
What did he eventually do to me?
He just up and left one day.
He turned on me. White boy, don't say no names. White boy got threw out by his girlfriend, caught his wife cheating on him with other men. Where was he sleeping?
On our couch.
Sleeping on our couch. Interesting. Young man went to jail, thrown in jail because he got arrested. Also, he had a son and everything like that. Who was putting money on his books and was saying that you can come live with me after he got out of jail?
That would be you.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
See, just because I don't say this stuff in real life, just because I don't tell y'all every single thing that I do, it's a reason why I'm so passionate about this stuff when I speak on it. It's a reason why I do certain stories, because it's so meaningful to me. Because when we talk about being in the streets, when we talk about being in the community, I'm not just telling you to fucking hit the Cash App. I'm telling you because I built young men. I've been turned on. White, black, young, older. If you go back and you look at some of my older videos, you can find some of this stuff on the Anton Daniels channel. It's still there. This shit is egregious. But I understand, right? Sometimes we overlook the wisdom that we have that God has given us because we're so passionate about the community. And that very same community is the community that'll kill you.
Refused to leave, and he pushed Louis, and Louis fought back and beat him up, and so he shot him.
Louis Stafford, just 27 years old, died at a nearby hospital.
I will never understand the universe and how God chooses who leaves and how they leave.
Police arrested 24-year-old Dijon Drake on
The culprit. The culprit. The culprit right here. Y'all said don't judge a book by its cover. This is the culprit. Compassion. Compassion. Overlooking all the signs that says, hey, don't let that man in your house. Overlooked all the signs that said, hey, don't let that man in your house. Y'all said don't judge a book by its cover. It don't matter what your hair look like. Don't matter how many tattoos you got on your face. Don't matter how scrunched up your face is. Compassion. The thing that they keep telling you not to do is the thing that the saints keep doing every single day, and then we become fallen angels.
on the scene. He's being held at the Macomb County Jail on a $2 million bond. A message Louis' mom wants to share.
You just cannot let your heart overrule your safety. The world has changed, and it's the luck of the draw. You don't know if you stop and help that person, what's on their mind just because they're in need.
And Louis' mom also has a big heart. She set up a GoFundMe, but not necessarily to pay for anything for her family. Yes, she wants a nice suit to bury her son in, but she's also raising money for Louis' two friends who were there with him when this horrible thing happened. Reporting live in Chesterfield Township, Camille Amiri on The Edge.
Yeah, the toughest part about this whole thing is that Louis was just trying to do the right thing and help somebody get back on their feet, and then something like this happens. It's really hard to even figure out what to say in a case like this.
Yeah.
The world will turn you cold, man. The world will turn you into a monster. I was on a coaching call before I did the live stream last night, and I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly. I was on a coaching call before I did the live stream last night, and I was telling the guy that I was on a coaching call with, I said, man, I think my heart is turning cold. I said, I think that my heart is turning cold. I think I'm going dark, bro. And he said, you think so, Anton? I said, yeah, man. Every day that you do this shit, you need other people. See, a lot of y'all don't necessarily know about what other people go through that's preaching to you every day, but we need somebody to check on us too, which is why I got an army of people and around me every day to make sure that I'm all right. They check on me, they feed me, they make sure that I get to my doctor's appointments, they pat my head, they rub my feet and all of this. And they are just as much the MVPs as you guys. And so when you guys prop me up and love on me and support me and all of this other type of stuff, that's the thing that keeps me going throughout the day, and it keeps my heart from turning cold. Because you'll turn evil. You'll turn angry within. Some of y'all that's watching this right now, you'll turn angry because the world then turned you cold. And that's one of the reasons why things happen the way it happened, is because it's a war based off of principalities. It's the thing that's supposed to turn you. Think about how many people turned away from the church. They didn't turn away from the church because the word ain't the word. The word is still the word. The word has always been good. There's nothing wrong with the word of God. It's the people that the devil turned against you that leads you to believe that it's something wrong with the church. It's not. It's some infiltrators. It's some traitors. It's some people in there that turned you away from what God wanted you to do in the first place. And so somehow, some way, you got to find your tribe to keep your heart from turning cold, because you'll become the very thing that you hated. And deep down, you got to dig deep. That's why you got to stay consecrated. That's why you got to stay rooted in your cause. Because what will happen is, the minute that you start drifting away from God, you find yourself all the way in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, trying to figure out how you got there. It wasn't the word of God that did it wrong. It was all of the people that flew the rainbows outside of the church that then turned you off from it, because you thought that the people was a reflection of the word, but it's not. The word is the word. It was there yesterday. It was there. It's going to be there today, and it's going to be there tomorrow. It's not it. You just got to find your tribe. You got to find the right people to surround yourself with, right? Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to continue. JC says, Anton, do you invest in dividend stocks? Yes, but I don't invest in the dividend stocks just because they're a dividend stock. I invest in very, very strong companies that just so happen to pay a dividend. It's a difference. Amazon is a company that doesn't pay dividends. Microsoft is a company that does pay dividends. It's the difference between the two companies, but they both have different strategies as to why they do or don't issue a dividend, right? Some companies tend to return the money to the shareholders. Other companies continue to grow the value of the stock, which then that's where you get your return from, right? So different companies have different strategies, but don't invest in a company just simply because it's a dividend stock. Invest in a company because it's a strong company, and then if it just so happens to pay a dividend, then that's a plus on top of it. But thank you for the question. I think that that's an awesome and excellent question. Rob says, for the GOAT. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you for continuing to contribute into the platform. Spaces is in the building, says, worst about it is she doesn't even see the fault in her actions. She doesn't even see that she's creating the very women that are the worst for society. Fact, Spaces. X Bionics is in the building with the 10 ball. Says, as a 25-year-old, I've been coming close to God, Jesus, and trying to do the right things. And I'm glad that people like me and others find you. Much blessings to Uncle Tonton. I appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. Spaces is again in the building, says, she's proof that even the OG women have failed us. No, the OG women have failed us. Not even the OG women. The OG women have failed us. Facts. My dog, Black Man Unfiltered Network, says, Anton, when can I get on with you and Freezy? AD had me over here throwing my phone at the TV. Black women are God, and he would die for them is crazy. Just hit me up, big dog. Hit me up. Let me know what you want to do, Black Man Unfiltered. Let's kick it, big dog. Thank you for contributing into the platform. The Divine Network is in the building, says, just join the Bag Chasers. Just join the Bag Chasers. Says, been watching your content for over a year now. I'm ready to level up and network with winners. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you, my friend. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. D Knight is in the building. D Knight says, "What, Anton? Listening to you while walking into Lollapalooza. I'm a bag chaser, and bag chasers only do platinum VIP." Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Spaces says, "Sounds like black on black crime to me." Lifestyle enthusiast is in the building. Says, "Peace, love, blessings, and massive success. Big Unc and Aunt Rita talk to you soon." Thank you, lifestyle enthusiasts. I'm absolutely excited to have you as a part of my tribe. Let me read a few more super chats, and then we're going to move on with the show because we got a lot to cover today. Jari says, "My heart been cold as ice for years. Ain't no hate, just indifference and apathy." We're going to get that up off of you, though. We're going to get that up off of you. Lavelle Cannon says, "Sup, big bro, you are my motivation, trying to settle down and find the right one. Fam, I'm 28, going to be 29 in October. Love your show. Keep grinding." Thank you, my friend, and you will find the right one. Make sure you tap into the Patreon if you have not already. My dog Aaron says, "Lil bro, I've been there before, know exactly how you feel. It seems overwhelming, but you now have an opportunity to live." He's talking to the man that sent the email. All right. "Trust is worth it. You are worth it. I pray for you and your journey. Peace and love." Thank you, Aaron, for holding us down. I appreciate you, big dog. McGregor is also in the building with the 50 ball. Says, "You saved someone from themselves, and I got to pay tribute to that." I really do appreciate y'all for contributing into the platform. I really do. I do not take it for granted. I thank you guys. You are absolutely the best audience on earth. But now we got to get to some of the other things. I want to talk about Dr. Umar Johnson. I want to talk about Lizzo's lawsuit. And I want to get into automats. Automats. A lot of people are unfamiliar with automats. Thank you, Vince Gerald says, "The rainbow was supposed to be our flag. Remember Noah?" Yes, the rainbow is a covenant between man and God that he will never flood the earth again. It's not supposed to be a representation of what we see with the alphabet community today. You are absolutely correct. Hey, I need y'all to get in y'all word. Damn. I hate doing this. And the reason why I hate doing this, and I know that it's a lot of people that study a lot of different things that come from a lot of different cultures and religions and things like that. But listen, I'm not telling you that you got to find a church home. I'm not telling you that you got to do anything, but just read your word. I need y'all to start girding up. If you're going to actually call yourself a Christian, or if you actually going to align yourself with God, you got to understand what the word is. Even if you don't understand what the word is, and I read the King James Version of the Bible, just read it. Just start. Y'all got to start actually getting into y'all word, man. It ain't enough to just say you love God. If you love God, then you need to understand what his principles is and what it is that he has for you. And then the revelation will come to you, all right? Let's get into it. Let's continue on with the show. The Lizzo lawsuit for fat shaming. So a lot of you are unfamiliar with what happened, or you just now watching this, or maybe you've been living under a rock. So I'm going to replay what the lawsuit is, why the lawsuit is here, and then I'm going to give you Lizzo's response because Lizzo has responded to the lawsuit, okay?
Just today, that complaint was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court against Melissa Vivian
Reading that
Jefferson,
super chat
which
shortly.
is singer Lizzo's legal name. And today I spoke with 3 of her former dancers who alleged they were victims of sexual harassment and assault.
I even remember making a joke about the performers like lotion.
Wide load. Wide load, ladies and gentlemen. Wide load, okay? The dancers are a reflection of their leader.
Her body, just to like have something to say about the fact that I just, touched somebody that I did not want to touch.
Did she make you touch her specifically somewhere or just the body in general?
Her breasts.
I hate it when people just say stuff and just leave it out there because then they leave it to the imagination. And so you automatically start assuming the worst. The worst. You automatically start assuming the worst. When people just say stuff, "Oh, she made me touch her breast." That could be anything. That could be, "Hey, can you pull this strap up for me because my hands is tied? Can you, somebody may have walked over there. Oh my God, something is wrong over there. And then, can you grab that for me? Or can you get that money out of the side or whatever?" It could be anything, literally anything. But again, I want you to see what it is that, for those of you that's just getting here and you did not see what happened yesterday, I want you to understand what's going on here. All right, so I'm going to play the rest of this, and we're going to get into Lizzo's response.
Those are plaintiffs Ariana Davis, Krista Williams, and Noel Rodriguez. Those are the 3 former employees who allege misconduct by Lizzo, including sexual, religious, and racial harassment, as well as disability discrimination, assault, and false imprisonment.
What is disability discrimination?
Davis just described right there refers to.
What is disability discrimination? So you telling me she hired people that wasn't capable of doing what it is that she wanted them to do? I don't really understand where the disability discrimination comes from. What is disability discrimination? Anyways, let me continue to play the video, and then we're going to break it down because I want to show y'all Lizzo's response.
A night out in Amsterdam where Davis says Lizzo made her touch a naked performer at a nightclub. The ladies say these incidents date back to 2021. They described to me a hostile work environment in which they worked under the threat of being fired. They say they were body shamed as well.
And she said, we're lucky that we're not getting fired because normally in the dance industry, people get fired for gaining weight.
Me specifically, not only through her management, but with her individually, speaking up in a meeting and then days later being let go.
Hold on, y'all. Hello?
Hey, Anton.
What's going on, my friend?
Oh, not too much, man. Just headed up north right now. Sorry about the late text last night. I sent you the contract.
Yeah, I signed it this morning.
Oh, you did? Okay. I haven't looked at my email. I just wanted to reach out and see if you had any questions or whatnot.
No, when are we going to close on the property?
I like the way you work, man. Let me get it over to title, and we could probably close next week.
Okay, sounds good. Do you need a deposit?
Yeah, you know what? You're going to have to take it to University Title in Auburn Hills.
Send me the address, and I'll get it over to him.
Okay.
But yeah, so we can close on it. Well, actually, yeah, we got to close on it by next week because I'm going to be in Japan the week after.
You got it.
All
okay.
right.
I'll get the contract over to them, and I'll tell them that we got to close by Friday next week.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, man.
All right,
Take
bye.
it easy.
Williams and Davis were fired this year, and Rodriguez resigned over how Davis and Williams were treated. Their attorney tells me they're seeking unspecified compensatory damages for emotional trauma and distress, among other issues. Of course, we did reach out to Lizzo and her attorney for comment and have not yet heard back.
So now that we have that insight, this is Lizzo's response, okay? Lizzo has hit back at the lawsuit. Shout out to Ash. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Lizzo has reached out, hit back at the lawsuit filed against her by 3 of her former backup dancers. Hey, I heard that these backup dancers are somebody from a reality show or from a former show in which she did, in which she was looking for backup dancers or something like that. I heard that a lot of these backup dancers, at least 2 of these backup dancers, came from a reality show. I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly. Is that true? Can somebody confirm that for me in the chat? That some of these backup dancers are also from a reality show that she was a part of. But anyways, it says dancers Ariana Davis, Krista Williams, and Noel Rodriguez. Now, for a lot of y'all also understand that for the bag chasers, I'm going to be breaking down all of my latest deals and how it's going inside of the development of the different properties, what my next strategy is. I got a crazy new strategy that I love for you guys to be able to implement. Natasha Crazy said the biggest loser. So make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Said accused the pop star and her team of body shaming them, sexual harassment. Come on now. Stop it, bro. And in one case, holding one of the dancers against their will. Really? Now you a hostage? Now you being kidnapped? In a statement posted on Instagram and Twitter Thursday, Lizzo called the claims outrageous and false. So this is specifically what Lizzo said. All right, let me see if I can blow this up a little bit more. Damn, that shit is. All right, let me see if I can read the whole thing. These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. Somebody said, how do you kidnap a whale? I don't know. I wish I had a response joke to that. Have been questioned. My character has been criticized. I usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous not to be addressed. Goes on to say, as an artist, I have always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously. Be reading that super chat shortly. I appreciate you. Goes on to say, because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. Whale watchers. Yo, I'm curious. Is it anybody that listens? And again, I know I'm just saying jokes or whatever. Is it a heavy harpoon? Have it ever been anybody that likes Lizzo's music that's actually smaller, more compact? With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make the hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. Goes on to say, I am not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I am not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality. Is Lizzo swinging that other way? Yo, honestly, I'm just curious. I didn't know because I noticed she had a man or something like that. But is Lizzo swinging that other way? Do she go both ways? Is she Janelle Monáe? I was so disappointed in Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe was supposed to be like, the higher self-esteem black woman. And I recently listened to Janelle Monáe. And I've been seeing, and now they don't identify as nothing. They fuck everything. I am very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something that I am not. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in this world. Why do women automatically always feel like they deserve respect? That's another thing that I'm very curious. I talked about this yesterday. Why do women automatically deserve respect? Why? Just because you? You don't have to earn respect like everybody else? I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis, justifiably, and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. Now, I believe her on this. Objectively speaking, I believe that Lizzo would never terminate or criticize an employee because of their weight. I think that if their job function, if they aren't able to perform their jobs like they're supposed to, then I think that she would probably have a professional conversation with them. But I don't think that she would just out of the blue. Because, why would a fat girl, why would a bigger woman criticize a bigger woman when she's the bigger woman? And I'm not saying a bigger person like, oh, I'm the bigger person, I'm going to be better than you. I'm talking about like I'm the heftier, bigger, taller, wider person. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't affect what it is that you do from a if it doesn't affect what it is that you do from a job perspective, then I don't see why the bigger woman would criticize a big woman. You know what I'm saying? So I believe her on that. She goes on to say, I am hurt or I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in this world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone that has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. And I guess that's the end of it. So, my final thoughts on this is this. All right? My final thoughts on this is this. I do think this is a cash grab. Have y'all ever seen whales have sex before? Do whales? Let me see something. Hold on. I just want to make sure. I want to see something. How whales get pregnant. Whales fertilize internally, so the male will deposit his sperm and the female fertilizing one egg. Females will carry the singleton baby for almost a year with the gestation lasting 11 months. Whales are not monogamous. Males and females do not form tight bonds after mating. So they do get it off. All right. Learn something new today. Definitely learned something new today. Anyways, let me get back to what it is that I want. It's water weight. Let me get back to what it is that I was saying. I do think that this is a cash grab. I do think that these people are running in the Victim Olympics. But at the same time, I almost think that this is kind of like some form of a karma. I don't want to say karma because karma is to assume that everything that you do has an equal and opposite reaction, and that's not necessarily true. All right. I think that it's karmic. Is that a word? Karmic? And that she's been empowering these people. Shout out to See It. Got some things to say. She's been empowering these people to be victims or to run in the Victim Olympics, and that it came back to bite her, and that the very thing that she created is the thing that's going to be the worst for her. So, I don't think that Lizzo should be sued for this dumb shit, objectively, after all of the jokes. But in reality, it is coming back to bite her, and I don't necessarily feel sorry for her because everybody else go through it, so why should you be the exception? Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats, and then we're going to get over into the good stuff. The good. Because I appreciate everybody for holding me down. Jaleel Stevens, I said jail. Jaleel Stevens says, does anyone in the Bag Chasers do Amazon FBA? You need to go on the Discord. So for a lot of you that don't know what it is that he's saying Amazon fulfillment by Amazon, in which you don't necessarily ship your products over to the customer once it sells on Amazon. You ship it into the distribution facility, and then Amazon handles everything from there. The reason why Amazon does that is because A, they make more money, and B, they're able to control logistics and the supply chain more effectively in order to ensure that they get the high ranks and a great customer service, because Amazon is a customer service based company. So I can break down a lot of the different things as far as the logistics from an investment perspective about Amazon FBA. However, you do want to tap into the Discord. Discord is in the most recent link of some of the most recent videos inside of the Patreon for you to be able to tap into people, because I'm sure I have a tribe of people. I have thousands of people on the Patreon. So I'm sure that there's people in there that can give you some insight on Amazon fulfillment by Amazon. All right. Phenomenal questions. Thank you, Jaleel. My dog, Ash, is in the building. Shout out to Ash. I appreciate you. Ash says, AD, I do not think you are turning cold. You are perhaps moving from red pill to black pill. Agent Smith. You just have to choose your type, Batman or Joker. Both are black pill men. Check out in your spare time BGS.IP147 and the philosophy of the 3 pills. Interesting. I'm curious about that. Hey, Ash, email it to me. Anton Daniels 413 at gmail.com. Thank you for the 100 ball. You know, Ash, I love you, bro. You've been rocking with me. You've been holding me down. And Ash, I thank you for continuing to hold me down. Thank you, my friend. Shin C is in the building, says some young black people broken down and on the side of the highway tried to flag me down, had to keep going. Go. Do not stop. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Been burned too many times to a fault. Protect yourself, big dog. I don't blame you. Alliance 757 says, when you go to Japan, check out Sapporo. Lots of good food up there, especially the crab. I can't wait to get me some of that good steak over in Japan. Don't nobody do it in the world like Japan. I've been watching the videos of how they cook their steaks over there in Japan, and I can't wait. Executive Suite Emily says, I find it hard to believe that Lizzo, who gets fat shamed every day, would do that to them. Me too. I agree with you. Anyway, you and Rita smoked the cigars I gave you. I got them right in there. I was smoking on them yesterday. All right. Shh. Shout out to Executive Suite Emily in the building. Black Man Unfiltered says, the Bible says he prepares a table for us. Lizzo's still waiting on the food to show up. Laughing my ass off. To hell with Lizzo. Shout out to Black Man Unfiltered in the building. My dog, Eddie J777 says, thank you, Anton. Just joined the Chasers. Shout out to all the new Patreon members. Link is in the description. And can't wait to get a seat at the table. I'm done with the Victim Olympics and ready to step into my purses. Salute. C Don is in the building, says, thank you for all that you do, big dog. You are one of them ones. Keep spitting the truth. Thank you, C Don, and thank you for contributing into the platform. Let me make sure I got everybody, because I don't want to leave anybody out. And, you know, I hate missing a super chat to acknowledge. Aaron says, Anton, did we just discover that whales are for the streets too? Facts. Derek T, you got to send me that, bro. I didn't know that one. That's news to me. Executive Suite MLE is in the building, says, fat on fat crime. This is becoming an epidemic. Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Seriously, this is a money grab. I'm not buying it, and neither am I, Executive Suite MLE. We Going to Jupiter is in the building. Shout out to We Going to Jupiter from Canada. Says, salute, Anton. Keep up the great work. What P&E ratio and D&E ratio do you look for in a stock before investing in a company? I don't. The 8 things that I look for when investing in a specific company that is traded publicly is inside of the Patreon. I cannot tell you all of the details, but I very much look at the leadership. I also look at what their long-term vision is. For example, when you look at Apple, I'm not looking at it how many iPhones they're selling. I'm looking at how effectively they can grow both in India and in their services division, right? We also look at 6 other things specifically, but then there's nuances that go along with that. So make sure you hit me up in the Patreon. I will send you that video, and then we can have an extended conversation, and you guys can ask me more questions so that we can deep dive into that. Thank you, my friend, for contributing into the platform. And then we got one more. Derek T says, thoughts on Lil Wayne joining Skip on Undisputed? I have not seen that. You got to send that to me in my email. Y'all in there having a whole conversation about whales. Are y'all whale watchers too? That's one of the things that I want to. When I was talking to Brittany Renner, right? And she was sitting on my couch. And we was having a conversation. She said, Anton, one of the things that I want to do is I want to go whale watching. Have you ever been to a Lizzo concert? Anyways, make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. The Good Doctor, Umar Johnson. Y'all sent me this video. I'm being a little more selective of the different videos that I react to with regard to Umar Johnson. I know that he's been active in the streets out here in these streets. I also know that he is very entertaining to watch. But considering that Umar Johnson has a lot to say about a lot of the things that's going on inside of the culture, I know you be sending me videos, see it. I love you. I thank you. I appreciate you. Apple is not overpriced right now. Shark Week is a big deal in your house. What about whale watchers? Yeah. Peace and peace and Pan Africanism. Peace and Pan Africanism. Peace and Pan Africanism. I need y'all to tap in. Also, let me give a shout out to some of the cash appers before we get it popping. Dante P with the 10 ball is in the building. I appreciate you. Heather, thank you, Heather, for holding me down. And Ruchi Reynolds, I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much for holding me down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm very selective about the different things that I'm reacting to with regard to Umar Johnson because Umar been getting a lot of shine on this channel. Some I disagree with. Most I disagree with. A lot of it, some of it I do agree with, especially his perspective towards the alphabet community. I think he'd be wrong on a lot of things. He's right on some things. Shout out to Messi. Buffalo Butt said Rick Edwards. But he had some thoughts on LeBron James's I Promise School and the results that come along with it. And so I chose not to watch it. I said that I am going to shout out to Ghost 1521 says, Anton, you finally won me over. Dang, it took me that long to win you over? We've been doing this for a long time. We're going to get it popping. So he gave some insight into LeBron James' performance of the school, which I thought would be interesting to review simply because Dr. Umar Johnson has been trying to build a school for the better part of 10 years. So I want to get his thoughts because I have some thoughts, and I think that he would probably be a little bit more reserved about opening up a school, considering that LeBron James has an unlimited amount of resources. However, I don't believe Dr. Umar Johnson can walk back from the thing that he's been collecting money for the past 10 plus years. So, peace and Pan-Africanism. Reggie Goggins, same here, finally won you over. Jesus! What kind of work do a brother got to do in order to win y'all over? So, make sure I hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get into the good Dr. Umar Johnson.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Back at F.
I didn't know he was going to say that in the beginning of the video. Oh, my God. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Welcome to the FB, DMG, ABC, DEFG, Elemental P School. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. I got to play that part one more time for the people in the back. Just one more. Oh, shit. I'm fucking up. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. I got to play that part one more time.
Back at FDMG getting the work done. Here's what I want to say. First of all, peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Back at FDMG getting the work done. Here's what I want to say.
I am about to put that as a soundbite. I got to get that as a soundbite. I have to get that as a soundbite. Good Jesus, Lord, have mercy. Sweet baby Jesus, bless us. Oh, my God.
Say, first of all, shout out to LeBron James and his family. I'm glad to know that Bronny James is in good health. Shout out.
No, my nigga, you was just talking shit about Bronny James like a month ago about him dating a white woman. You was just berating LeBron James and Bronny James about him dating a white woman. No, dog, don't start giving me well wishes now.
To LeBron, Savannah, I have a lot of respect for LeBron James. Black man, black wife, black children, never been in any trouble in a 20-year career. That is unprecedented. It's unprecedented. A lot of respect for LeBron. The other day, a news story dropped about LeBron James's I Promise School in Akron, Ohio. You all have seen the headlines. The headlines claim that not a single 8th grade student at the LeBron James I Promise public school in Akron, not a single 8th grader has passed the state math assessment in 3 years. Allegedly, according to the news. Allegedly, according to the news. Allegedly, according to the news. Not a single 8th grader at the LeBron James I Promise school has passed the Ohio State assessment in 3 years. 3 whole years, not a single 8th grader at the LeBron James I Promise school has passed the Ohio State assessment. Let me get into this. Let me help you understand, overstand, and understand something. Let me get into this. I'm going to help you understand, overstand, and understand something.
Understand, overstand, and understand something. All right. Executive Suite MLE. I'm going to be reading that shortly. Let's continue.
First of all, LeBron James is not to be blamed. Why? He is only the face and the name on the school. The LeBron James I Promise Academy of Akron, Ohio is a public school. Let me say it again. The LeBron James I Promise Academy at Akron, Ohio is a public school. Can I say it again? Jesus, the LeBron James Academy of Akron, Ohio is a public.
That's why I put this on. I sped it up a little bit because all of this triple repeating thing, that junk get annoying after a while, man.
School. Yes, they use his name. Yes, he is the face. Yes, he contributes a lot of money and resources, but he is not in control. I've told you this before. We discussed this on the Breakfast Club twice. We discussed this on the Breakfast Club twice. We discussed this on the Breakfast Club twice. LeBron James is not to be blamed. This is a public school. A public school. A public school ran by who? The Board of Education for Akron City Public Schools. That's who you blame, not LeBron. Blame the principal. Blame the superintendent. Blame the local public school board. You can blame the principal at the I Promise Academy. You can blame the superintendent of Akron, Ohio Public Schools. You can blame the school board of Akron, Ohio Public Schools, but you cannot blame LeBron James.
And he's right. And just like Candace Owens, he's wrong. He's right. I'm going to say it 3 times because this is Dr. Umar Johnson. And just like Candace Owens, he's wrong. He's right. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. And just like Candace Owens, he's wrong. And let me tell you why. You cannot blame LeBron James. I agree with that because LeBron James is the face. LeBron James is also contributing money, resources to create a great environment and also promising the ability to send them and their parents to college, right? The other side of the conversation is he's wrong in that you don't blame all of those people before you bring the parents to the front of the congregation. Let me say that one more time. We want to bring LeBron to the front of the congregation. We want to bring his principal, the superintendent. We want to bring the teachers. We want to blame everything on racism. How can, of all of these celebrities and all of these Hotep, ADOS, FBMA, whatever the fuck y'all want to label y'all as, how come nobody, maybe it's just because I'm a C student and I look at things a lot simpler than everybody else. How come nobody is bringing the parents to the front of the congregation? We having a conversation about everybody else except for the people whose kids it is. I make sure that my daughter get her homework done. When she come to me with a problem, we going to the library, we going to everything, we doing some research, we going to sit there for 2 and 3 hours in order to solve for one problem because I know my ability to help her solve for that one problem will then enable her to be able to do the rest of the problems in the book. Nobody is having a conversation about the parents. It's everybody else's fault except for the parents. I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
You know what I find fishy about this whole situation? They've been new. None of those children passed that test. Everybody knew that. Why are we just finding out 3 years later? That's the question I want answered. Let me restate my question. Why didn't we hear about this year one when no child passed the 8th grade math assessment? Why didn't we hear about this during year 2 when no child at the LeBron James I Promise School passed the Ohio State 8th grade math assessment? Why are we just now hearing about this after 3 years? I'm going to tell you why. This is why we're building the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, which is not a public school.
We're going to hear this one 2 or 3 times. Never an opportunity to miss a marketing ploy, but go ahead. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. This is why we're building it.
This is why we're building the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, which is not a charter school. This is why we're building the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, brothers and sisters. They knew they were failing those children. They knew they were failing those children, but because of LeBron James being the good brother he is, was given so much money, all these people were eating off of the taxpayers of Ohio. All these people were eating off of the taxpayers of Ohio, and they were eating off of LeBron James. They were eating off of LeBron James, so they kept it a secret. I told you all that LeBron James would never open up a school on his own, dominated by white women. How can the I Promise school be different from the other public schools in Akron? How can the I Promise school be different from the other public schools in Ohio when most of the teachers are still white females?
It has nothing to do with whether or not the teachers are white females, all right? That has nothing to do with it. A, it has everything to do with the parents. And B, one of the reasons why this experiment is necessary, and again, I don't think it has anything to do with the school, it has everything to do with the culture, is because the thing that advocated that in these urban communities, what they continue to advocate for, what Umar Johnson himself continued to talk about, and what I see black people across the board talk about extensively, is how much money and resources is not going into these schools. They keep telling you that it's a lack of funding, is this, is that, it's all of that. Okay, you remove all of that. You remove all of those barriers. You remove all of the issues. You remove the possibility of people having to go to school and then stunt on each other by making everybody wear uniforms. You start to fund it. You make the schools beautiful. You give an opportunity for people to go to college. You give jobs. You give housing. You do all of this stuff, right? And so now that you've given all of that stuff, the only thing you have to do is make sure that you deliver, because you don't have the barriers to entry similar to what you've complained about for all of these years, right? And so when you do that, because that's what people asked for, do you still perform, or do we then start to hold the real people accountable, which is the parents and the culture that we embrace so much? Has nothing to do with whether or not you white or you black. It's the cultural norms. I'm curious. I'm very, very, very curious as to how this thing is going to play out. And the reason why I'm very curious, not even just with LeBron James School, but I'm curious as it relates to I want Dr. Umar Johnson to get this school open eventually. I don't know if it's going to happen in my lifetime, but I want Dr. Umar Johnson School to get open eventually so that we can start to evaluate what the results are going to be. I want to see what the results are. I want to see exactly how this thing is going to play out. And see, it's different now because he's now saying that these are the reasons that the kids are not being successful and all of that, right? And so now he got to put up. He got to put up. I'm curious to see what the results are. Would he get different results? And how much better is he going to be than an I Promise school? Especially over there in Philly. Ain't it in Philly? because he has to be shaking in his boots. He has to be shaking in his boots because he don't even have the resources. He can't even hire the people. He can't really create the environment. People still throwing rocks through the window. I'm curious as to what his results is going to be, considering all of the criticism that he levies against all of this other stuff and all of these other people that's participating in the I Promise School.
Somebody talk black to me. Can somebody talk black to me? Can somebody talk black to me? The only thing I would hold LeBron accountable for, and I know you're watching.
No.
The only thing I would hold LeBron accountable for, and I know he's watching, is LeBron James as a black man should have pushed for more black teachers at the I Promise school that bears his name. That's the only.
Why is it always a race thing? I just don't understand it. Okay, so let me ask y'all a question. Why is it that white teachers can also deliver in private schools or in environments where schools or when education is better championed and then parents are participating in the success of their children, how come they get better scores in other environments and other cultures, but they don't get it when it comes to black culture? Why does everything come back down to race? The
only thing I could hold him accountable for. LeBron James should have demanded more black teachers and especially black men at this school. I do hold LeBron accountable for that. If I'm putting millions of dollars into a public school over which I have no control, if I'm putting millions of dollars into a public school over which I have no control, they better damn sure make sure those teachers look like the children. The biggest.
If you put money into a school that you don't have any control, but they got to make sure that the teachers look like you. If you don't have any
concern I had about this project from day one was the fact most of the teachers were white females. How is this school innovative? How is this school revolutionary? How is this school charting a new course for the education of black children if most of the teachers are middle-class, racist, white Ohio females? Do you feel me, brothers and sisters? So what should LeBron James do going forward? What should LeBron James do going forward about this?
I'm just trying to be objective. I'm genuinely trying to hear what it is that he's saying so that I can be as objective as possible.
Expose about the I Promise Academy. If I'm LeBron James, if I am LeBron James, number one, somebody better explain to me why am I just now being told this after 3 years? Somebody better explain to me why nobody told me, not a single 8th grader at this school that I'm promoting all over the world, that I am the face of, it bears my name, I am the ambassador of this school. Why hasn't anyone told me in 3 years that not a single 8th grader passed the math assessment? If I was LeBron James, I'm getting on the first flight to Akron, Ohio. If I'm LeBron James,
do this guy realize that LeBron James' son just went into fucking cardiac arrest? That his son just went into cardiac arrest, and he's saying that he should get on the first plane and go over to Akron, Ohio, when your son just collapsed on the floor at USC and went into cardiac arrest. This dude is a billionaire, running multiple different businesses, running a family, holding down his household, unlike somebody that I see on his live stream right now. And he has a son that he has to tend to and a family that he has to be there for. And you talking about getting on a fucking plane to go over to Akron, Ohio? Come on, man. I used to have so much respect for Dr. Umar Johnson before I started learning and becoming more self-aware. When I used to see him promoted on the Breakfast Club, and I seen him on Vlad doing interviews with a white man. I seen him doing interviews with a white man. and on iHeartRadio on a white platform, but he won't go over to black platforms. I used to have so much respect for Dr. Umar Johnson, man.
I'm getting on the first flight to Akron, Ohio. If I am LeBron James, I'm getting on the first flight to Akron, Ohio, because I need to have a conversation with the superintendent and the entire Akron City Public School Board. I want everybody at the meeting. I want the superintendent, the principal, and the school board. I want the teachers. I'm calling a mandatory meeting every
Hey, that's a fact. This is a fact. Jackie loves Jack. That is a motherfucking fact. If I ain't, you called it, and I ain't even have to say it. This is a fact. Just be going live on Instagram just to be going live on Instagram. And I understand the entertainment factor, and I understand all of that. I understand the slapping of the... I understand all of this when you talking. It's the same thing that black women do when they be snatching dreams out the air. You are calling it absolutely positively like a that is a fact, Jackie. You are so on.
Teacher, every administrator, every faculty, if you work at the I Promise School, if you are on the Akron City Public School Board, if you're the superintendent, I want all y'all in a meeting. And if I was LeBron James, I would chew their asses out. Not just the principal. Not just the principal, the superintendent knew this. Not just the superintendent knew this, the school board knew this. The school board knew this. So the first thing I'm gonna do if I'm LeBron James, I'm gonna chew their ass out. That's number one. Second thing I'm gonna do if I'm LeBron James,
tell us.
I now am an official member of that board. Excuse me.
We down here, y'all. We so down here. We are all the way at the bottom. Our mentality, our business acumen, our understanding is just right at the bottom. Right at the bottom, y'all.
I am a trustee of that school, and all test scores are to be sent to me directly. All test scores going forward. All test.
LeBron gonna be checking papers now, y'all. After today, I'm going on a fast. After today, I'm going on a fast. I can't, man. For the rest of August, I can't do this shit, man. I can't do this shit about Dr. Umar. I can't. I'm not gonna review another video that y'all sent to me. I'm not gonna review another video from Dr. Umar Johnson. It's got to be spectacular. It's just got to be something that I cannot ignore if y'all want me to go and review another Dr. Umar Johnson video in August. I'm fasting. I'm fasting from the Prince of Pan-Africanism over here at the FDMGB ABCFD FI Elemental P School. It's got to be something that really catches my eye. I can't do this shit, y'all. This shit is so far beneath me, man. Jesus Christ.
Scores are sent to LeBron James's assistant that he put in charge. LeBron James he gonna have to start getting more involved in this because they're using your money and they're not delivering the honey, my brother. This is a perfect case of white females.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Creating the perfect work environment for themselves. I told y'all this before. This is the perfect case of white females creating a perfect working environment for themselves while doing nothing to make sure the black children achieve. I'm gonna say it again. This is a perfect case of white females creating the perfect working environment for themselves while doing nothing to make sure black children exceed.
Five Brown, I don't know if I can do it, bro. This shit
LeBron James should demand complete replacement of all teaching faculty. LeBron James should demand complete replacement of all teaching faculty at that school. LeBron James should demand complete.
Is this lean on me or some junk? Hey, somebody get Joe Clark on the phone. Maybe he gonna tell us that we need to go and get Morgan Freeman to be the principal too, huh? Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend to help you carry on. Maybe they're gonna go. Maybe they're gonna go and redo the school song too, huh? Hey, somebody go get Joe Clark on the phone so we can go and get this fucking school fixed. I promise. Somebody get Morgan Freeman to go be the principal over here at the fucking I Promise school. Somebody go get LeBron James so he can go check the fucking test scores. Y'all, listen, hold on. Let me put this in there. I gotta get it. I gotta get a vote in the chat. I gotta get it. I gotta get the vote in the chat, okay? I gotta understand. I gotta put a poll in the chat. This is going to determine. I'm putting the poll up right now. Poll in the chat, man. Let me know. I just dropped the poll in the chat, man. I just dropped the poll in the chat. Y'all let me know what we doing. This shit is miserable.
Replacement of all teaching faculty at that school.
Y'all said y'all want to get Terrence Howard for the swim team and debate team too? Maybe we can get Kevin Hart to help run the swim team. No? I know what we could do. Let's get Terrence Howard to run the swim team. We can get Morgan Freeman, a.k.a. Joe Clark, to run the school as the principal. We can go get Samuel L. Jackson to run the basketball team, right? We can get Samuel L. Jackson to run the basketball team. Maybe we can get Serena Williams to run the tennis team too, huh? Who y'all want to check the test scores? Rosario Dawson? Oh, maybe you want to go get the chick. Maybe we can get Coolio to do the soundtrack from Dangerous Minds. Living in the gangsta's paradise. Huh? Michelle Pfeiffer to come in and take over the school. Maybe we can go and get the Freedom Riders too while we at it. What the fuck are we talking about? Y'all want to go get the Freedom Riders, the bus riders to go over there and come over and take care of everything? Then y'all want to get Denzel Washington for the debate team? I like that toy. Let's get Denzel Washington for the debate team. Matter of fact, let's go and get Keke Palmer to be the head of the spelling bee while we at it. Cuba Gooding Jr. can run special ed. Oh, y'all don't want Denzel Washington. Y'all want him to run the football team. Like, what's the movie where he did the racial integration? Denzel Washington for the football team too. Snoop could be the chemistry teacher. Fuck, we might as well go get Wiz Khalifa too. He could be his assistant. The fuck is Dr. Umar Johnson talking about? Let me see what the polls say. I'm curious as to what the polls say. I just got to know, are we fasting from Dr. Umar Johnson or no? I got 54% said no more Umar for the rest of August, and 46% said keep on reacting to Dr. Umar Johnson. Y'all want to get Adam Sandler as the water boy? Get Adam Sandler as the water boy. Nick Cannon can be the hand of Bandcamp. Ice Cube can be the assistant principal. The chat is savage,
should
yo.
demand 50% black teachers.
I'm leaving the
And
poll up for a little bit
25% of them
longer.
better be black men. LeBron James should demand 50% black teachers, and half of them better be black men.
Oh, this is the dumbest
Oh,
shit I've ever
yes.
seen, bro.
LeBron James, if you need some advice, call up King Kong Consciousness. LeBron James, if you need some advice, call up King Kong Consciousness. And LeBron James should also hire a team. LeBron James should hire a team. LeBron James should hire his own educational team to go into the school to instruct, direct, and supervise the progress. LeBron James should hire his own private educational team to go in there to supervise, instruct, and direct the progress of the LeBron James I Promise Academy. One more thing LeBron James should do: issue a warning. I gotta smell good today. We might get a few more queens coming through for a photo with the King Kong.
Oh my God. What are we doing? Come on, y'all. Oh, oh my God. Fuck. Jesus. We have 52% versus 48%. If y'all want me to keep reacting to this shit, then vote accordingly. Or if you don't want me to react to this shit, then vote accordingly. It's over 1,700 people in here watching this. I need to understand what we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen.
The last thing LeBron James should do is issue a warning. LeBron James should issue a warning that if at least 50% of those children don't pass that test, if at least 50% of those children don't pass the test next year, I'm taking my name off. 75% better be passing the year after that. If this school can't guarantee me that 75% of the black...
Man, get this shit off my screen, bro. I need to give myself a nickname. If he gonna be King Kong, then I gotta be something. I don't know. I'll figure that shit out. Let me look at what the poll is talking about. Y'all have 51% to 49%. Y'all are half and half. It is tied neck and neck. I can't take this serious, man. I can't take this serious, bro. I can't. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to sit here and take this shit serious. I'm going to read the super chats and then we going to end it and we going to go based off of that. All right? Good God almighty. Fucking Umar Johnson. Every time I do it, I be trying to take him serious and it just fucking my whole mental. Oh my God. Sierra, you over here throwing money at me like I'm a stripper in a strip club, Sierra? Good grief. Let me read the super chats and then we're going to go from there. Vince Gerald says, hey, Anton, what's your thoughts on owning venues? Getting paid per event versus monthly, thinking of investing in that. I don't really have an opinion on that. I've never thought about owning venues. I'm going to have to research it before I can speak on it. Thank you for the super chat. Executive Suite MLE says, Dr. Umar sounds like to the east, my brother, to the east. This is protected by the red, the black, and the green. Sissy. Shout out to Executive Suite MLE in the building. I appreciate you. J Hub says parents use Khan Academy. There is no excuse. Facts. Rob says, I'm convinced Dr. Umar thinks he's Mike Jones when he overly repeats some sentences. Who? Mike Jones. Shout out to Rob. I appreciate you. Messy says, on this lunch menu today. Pizza Pan-Africanism. Pizza Pan-Africanism. Much love to you too, my love, for the long days. Shout out to Miss Crotty Shetty is in the building. I appreciate you, love. Came through with the 5-ball. Vince Gerald says, get Lizzo to run physical education. Oh my God. Shout out to Candid by Tanise. I see you, baby girl, over there in the streets. Messi says, white parents pay me $200 an hour to tutor their kids in high-level math in addition to what they learn in class. I suggested the mom to a gifted black students to get the tutoring at the discounted of $100, and she refused. The culture is absolutely trash. You called it. DP says, Umar, with all of this insight on what he do, but it's been 12 years and no school yet. Shout out to King Randall for opening this school before Dr. Umar. Shaquille is in the building, says, I'm going to start calling myself King Kong Jr. Facts out here in these streets. Let me see what the polls say. Did we end the poll already? Did the poll end? What did the poll results say? What did the poll? Oh, shoot. I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me get over there to the other one. Did the poll end already? I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong one. It's 50-50. Wow. It's basically 50-50. 50%. Actually, it's 50-49%. Y'all want us to keep. Oh, my God. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Now we got it. All right, I'm open to it. The people have voted, and the people got to get what the people want. The people voted, and the people get what the people want. There's nothing I can do about it. Y'all going to have to be subjected to some more. Umar, let me read a couple more super chats, and then we're going to get to the money. All right. Spaces says, call him Dr. One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, Green-eyed Paddywag, give a dog a bone. Shout out to Spaces. I appreciate you for holding me down, big dog. Shout out to Spaces. Connor is in the building, said, just came over and dropped off that 5-ball. Thank you to Connor. I appreciate you, Connor. Bio1656 says, the problem with pro-blacks is they don't want to say black culture is in the U.S., is barbaric. Agreed. It is absolutely barbaric. I agree with you. VIP status is in the building, says, can you do a poll to see how many people would love or hate to watch you sit down with Dr. Umar Johnson? I might have to do that tomorrow. We'll do that on the next video that we react to with Dr. Umar Johnson. Connor says, Dr. Umar worried about smelling good for women and not the hair that's looking a little dusty. A little bit dusty out here in the building. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's try to do something a little bit more productive, maybe, before we get into it. Automats are returning into the United States of America. I always try to leave y'all with something that y'all may or may not have been thinking about prior to exiting out today. So I just want to share with you guys what an automat is and what you can expect to see. And one of the reasons why I'm inspired to show you this, guys, is because I want to go over to Tokyo to study and discover how they've been able to do this effectively, because this is a part of their cultural norm over in Tokyo. Thank you, Brock. I'm going to be reading that shortly. Over in Tokyo, this is something that has become their cultural norm. Automats. Not Autobots. Automats. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get into
everything old is new again, including a style of dining that gained popularity during the Great Depression called automats. It's a type of food vending machine that allows diners to pay for their meals and then receive them from a cubby-like compartment. The last one in New York City closed in the 1990s, though, but now restaurateurs are bringing
might
them
be an
back.
investment opportunity.
So for more on this, we are joined by Stratus Morfogen. He is the creator of the Brooklyn Dumpling Shop, which is an automat chain based in New York. So you got me going right down the rabbit hole, right, with this, because people know I live in Philadelphia. So as soon as I start to read about it, the first one was in Philadelphia. took off, and then immediately very quickly they opened another restaurant in New York, and it's been great.
Yeah.
So talk to me about what the original Automat was and why it's coming back.
It's funny, we're flipping that. So the original one for me is New York, and we have 3 in construction in Philadelphia right now.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
the graffiti we're putting on the wall, we're doing like a homage to the Horn and Harder.
Right.
Because the Horn and Harder to me was the Model T. I got introduced to it when I was 10 years old, and it never left my mind. Growing up in the 3rd generation of restaurants.
Hey, if this is a viable business opportunity, y'all want to invest in automats? Because I'm not asking y'all to put any money into it, but I am contemplating it, doing it myself. One of the problems, because I'm looking for new ideas to pivot from our original idea of the Investing in Business series before I continue that series within the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I'm looking for something that doesn't require us to utilize people. The most difficult aspect of any business is people. And with technology going the way that it is, I'm sure that we can solve for a way in which we can extract an extreme amount of profits without necessarily needing a lot of people to run it, right? And so is automats a possibility, Avis, that we can invest in it, but I want to see how it is that they leverage it and do it over in Japan. Reading that super chat shortly.
But when I got turned on to the automat, and then I realized, in the 70s and 80s, it started falling apart. I didn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And what happened with the automat, to put it shortly, is that technology failed the automat in the 70s. The rise of fast food was coming at us, and there were no dollar bill receivers. There were no credit card processors. So the consumer fell out of favor with the automat. So the point is, technology killed the automat in the 70s.
Yeah.
And the last one, like you said, was 1991.
Yeah. More novelty than anything.
Yeah, it was a novel thing,
Yeah.
because they went from, I think, 100 locations down to like 17 by 1980s.
Right. So the original, the old style, you go in with your coins, and the secretaries who had never been sort of working in the city before, they were there, and the businessmen, and you had this, you threw your coins in and you got whatever was in the cubby hole. And it offered you a quick, fresh meal.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tip anyone, which would be a little bit different than a sit-down restaurant.
Yes.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
What's the new version of this?
So, what we did first it started at Brooklyn Chop House. We created this new variation of dumpling. We created a sandwich dumpling. We do everything from peanut butter and jelly, bacon cheeseburger, everything that was once a sandwich is a dumpling. So it's important that the fare is there, because the automat can be a novel approach. If your food is not great, people will come, experience it once, pull out their phone.
Yeah.
So what we did with Brooklyn Dumpling Shop is that I wanted to create a restaurant concept that speaks to the phone. So we created the smartphone automat, smartphone controlled automat. And, when I see my kids 15 and 16, they barely want to speak to me. They text me more than they actually speak to me sometimes. I said, this is where it's going. Is that we need to basically, when people go to a restaurant, like I just heard, like the McDonald's and the Starbucks of the world, we have the latest in self-ordering kiosks, and these self-ordering kiosks are the latest thing. Well, I tell them, and I've done it a couple of times in a conference, and I don't mean to be mean by it, but I said the self-ordering kiosk is this generation's fax machine. It's already outdated.
Right.
This is the cash register.
Right. So how does yours work?
Controlled by a smartphone. We do have the kiosks there, because the kiosks have to speak to the 35 and over crowd that walk in and be like, wow, how do I do this? And we have a
I don't think that that's necessary. I think that people are so, that's where the one thing that I think that he might be wrong, because he's saying that what it speaks to as far as the 35 and over crowd. What I found is that an older generation of people actually leverage and use their smartphones more than the young people. I see people that are older, above the age of 40 and 50 and 60 years old. They are more addicted to their smart devices than any generation before them. They swiping left, they swiping right. The motherfuckers be on Facebook all day long. They be knowing how to do stuff. My mom be hitting me up almost every single day talking about what's happening out here and what's happening in the streets. And oh my God, I was laughing at what it was that you were saying yesterday. And Anton, you are having a great show, but you got to stop cussing as much. I'm telling you, these older people are using and leveraging technology more than a lot of these younger people. A lot of the younger people, they just up on it faster. They up on whatever the latest thing is quicker. They get the music faster, but the older people, they love them phones. They love fucking Facebook. They love Facebook. Seriously.
Greeter in the front, and the greeter.
Well,
actually,
what is this?
Yeah. So the greet actually with our automat, people say, "Oh, it's lack of personalization." Actually, we do more customer service because we have a greeter in the front. Hey, first time here, let me show you how it works. And yes, they bring these guests, which especially over the 35 age group, they'll bring them to the kiosk and show them how the kiosk works. But when you get the 15 to 30-year-olds, they've already placed their order online. They've picked a time. They've paid for the order. It says 3 o'clock. They walk in at 2:55, and they're like this to the greeter. They got it. They understand it.
And they just go to the cubbyhole and get their
They
meal.
get a QR code. They scan their phone, and they take their food and go.
So who is coming? Who are you seeing come more? Is it people looking for nostalgic finds, or is it someone who is young going, okay, I'm going to try something totally unheard of?
So the whole creation and concept of Brooklyn Dumpling Shop is to respect the consumer's time. And that's it. And, it's like we don't need toll booths on the highways. We don't need umpires behind home plate in baseball. These are like obstructions to getting to the finish line. And I think that's what a cashier is. What we've done is we've just moved the transactional experience to the guest experience. We don't need to assist people on placing the order. But when they're at the shop, we'll tell them what to have, how to do it, how this system works. Once they get a taste of it, and I've heard this from senior citizens, they're like, wow, you have changed my way. I can't even look at a cashier the same way anymore when I walk into the traditional fast casual restaurant.
Let me show you what the Japanese are doing, right? I want to show y'all what the Japanese people are doing. And this is why I'm so excited to see what the culture is over there. Over in Japan specifically, because they have an entirely, like, this thing has been a thing over in Japan for a long time already, right? And so part of the reason why I'm excited about going over to Japan is that I get to see all of the technologies that they're using and leveraging differently than how it is that we use it and leverage, because we have a completely different culture. They have so much anime. Everything look like a fucking cartoon over there. My daughter is super excited to head over there. Ain't nobody even in there. It's nobody in there. Hamburger vending machine. They got hamburger vending machines, bro? You know this video got like 6 million views, bro? Shit is wild. video got 6.4 million views from 3 years ago, bro. That's crazy. Anyways, we gotta figure it. It don't necessarily look that good to me either. But that's just a part of the culture over there, and that's pretty interesting because I think that if you find a way to do it more effectively and you make it more customer friendly, the thing that I'm always trying to figure out and I'm trying to solve for is I'm trying to figure out how it is that you can leverage what happens or how it is that they're doing things more effectively in another country from a business perspective into American culture. Because Americans don't necessarily embrace other cultures, but if you utilize the technology similarly and then adapt it, how can we make it more profitable over here? Let me read the super chats and I'm going to get y'all up out of here. Just to get y'all brain sparked, right? Just to get your brain rolling. Brock says, perfect matchup, a Dinklezilla versus, oh my Jesus, King Kong Consciousness better than Crawford versus Spence. And Crawford versus Spence wasn't even a fucking matchup. Mel Duke says they are everywhere in Japan and in neighborhoods and everything in the middle of nowhere. So cool, bro. And that was back in 2010 when I was there. Natasha says, Mr. Robinson in your Discord is our biggest vending machine automat expert. It's just one of his business lines. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. If y'all not a part of the Patreon and working and really leveraging your network that we have, because we built up thousands of people inside of the Patreon for y'all to be able to tap in with each other, then you're really missing out. Shout out to Natasha. Thank you, babe. Natasha is one of the greatest people that is helping to moderate and facilitate and take care of what's going on inside of the Patreon. Tanisha, what up, Nisha? Says, truly enjoying your show. My husband and I watched the show last night. We laughed. We found a replacement for Kevin Samuels. Time Slight, finally. I can't thank you enough. That is a big shoe to fill. And so I have to absolutely say that I appreciate you and thank you for the big compliment. Because I don't ever feel like I could ever fill Kevin Samuels' shoes. But I'm glad that you guys have found some level of comfort in what it is that I do and the entertainment that I put on. And hopefully it's some meat in there for you to take along with you. Thank you. That is a huge compliment. Let me give you a round of applause for that. Spacer says that looked like a rat meat burger. You'll be surprised, but they make a lot of money over there too, though. So you want to be at the forefront of what may be coming, not the tail end. You don't want to be the me too. You want to be the innovator. You know what I'm saying? Prince Elien says, dude's idea is on point, but his age range of understanding is cap. Agreed. Those of us from the ages of 35 through 60 are the tech generation. We grew up before it, during its creation, and throughout its existence. And that's what I keep saying, right? We got to be able to source through and help people to understand how they can leverage things and be more effective with these things. My daughter, for example, is obsessed with Japanese culture right now. And I'm like, man, you like that? Or, man, that's dope to you? Or, man, that's awesome to you? And she's like, oh, man, I can't wait to get over to Japan and this and that and this and that. So, you know, I think that it doesn't have to be exactly how they do it in Japan. I think that we just need to be a little bit more innovative in how we can implement some things. We can change it around because we are UX experts over here. And we can make the adjustments. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the Patreon. Is this something that we need to explore as far as automats, or should we continue to look for other business ideas that we can invest in and have a conversation about? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Man, sometimes I be thinking to myself, it's impossible how we just continue to put on this phenomenal show every single day. I do. It's impossible that we will be able to put on this level of a show every day, that you guys still find me entertainment and that y'all still love me, that y'all haven't got offended enough yet to continue to leave. Y'all haven't got offended enough to leave yet. Y'all still rocking with me? You still with me? You still bag chasing? Y'all still love me? Y'all love Uncle Anton still? I love you too. I'm not always right. I'm right most of the time. I'm not always right, but I can tell you one thing. I do love you. I do love you. Every day I look forward to coming in and putting on this show every day for y'all. Hopefully getting y'all through y'all day. Hopefully y'all laugh, y'all love, y'all enjoy it. Y'all enjoy the clips that come afterwards. I do, man. When I'm over in Japan, I plan on still doing the morning show because I got to get y'all through y'all motherfucking day. I still got to get y'all through y'all day. When I'm over in Japan, I am still going to be doing the morning show at the opposite end of the time zones that I'm going to be on. We still going to be cooking up motherfucking live, all right? I love y'all. I genuinely love kicking it with y'all. And I'm glad that y'all still here rocking with me. When y'all gonna tell y'all family and friends about what the fuck we doing over here? Y'all just want to keep keeping me a secret. Shout out to Candace, says she happy that she called alive. Are y'all gonna sit here and y'all gonna keep trying to keep me a secret and keep me selfish to yourself, or y'all gonna share it with y'all friends and family so we can do some great shit? Oh, Rita trying to get me to. Rita can't stop this one, y'all. Listen, Rita can stop. She can slow me down. I ain't doing no coaching calls. I ain't doing no corporate shit while I'm over there. But I'm definitely going to be doing the Millionaire Morning Show. I'll fight her over that. Y'all going to share this with 3 of your friends or no? All right. I'm expecting for you to do so. Make sure y'all hit a like for the, if you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Because we going up. I think that the Anton Daniels channel is actually going to cross 200,000 before the end of the weekend, which is a huge accomplishment considering that I do it much different than everybody else and I've taken a different approach. I've taken a more organic approach than everybody else, but I think that my audience and the people that rock with me are more loyal, and that's one of the reasons why the Patreon is so fucking awesome. Yeah, we're going to do a 200K celebration by the end of this week for the Anton Daniels channel. The Millionaire Morning Show is actually growing faster than the Anton Daniels channel. The Anton Daniels channel just fucking took off. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, man, I just love kicking it with y'all. I love doing it live. I don't like doing pre-recorded shows because I get to feed off the audience. And hopefully I help y'all get through y'all day. So listen, I love you. I appreciate you. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, though. And know this, when you share this with your family and friends, the first time that they watch me, they're going to be offended. They're going to say, I don't like that motherfucker. You know, the same way that you was, but they're going to get addicted. They're going to not be able to, they're going to not be able to watch. You know what I'm saying? They're going to roll with us just like everybody else. When you first seen me, you said, I don't like him. He don't like black women. He always talking shit to the men, try to make them get themselves together, always trying to hold us accountable. And then you're going to learn to love me because you're going to realize that I do it because I love you and not necessarily because I'm trying to get on you or I hate you. It's because it's tough love. You'll learn to love me. They'll learn to love me just like you did. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Friday. Same time tomorrow morning. Peace, fam. I know Hermes love me. Hermes and Messy Mathematician adore me. Hermes had a love-hate relationship with me for a long fucking time now. And she still love me. So if Hermes love me, I know y'all love me.